everyone, this is Sue. Thank you for joining me today. I have this printable kit in my Etsy store called Victorian Envelope Set, and this will be kind of a video showing you what I did with that printable kit to create this journal. So this is the printable that is in my Etsy store. I just want to kind of show you how I printed it out. This is it's called Victorian Envelope with pretty seals. So this is the envelope, and these are the seals up here. There's 5 seals. And then I ran it through the printer, and then this is another one of the pages that comes in it's just kind of like a little kit. And I printed that on the back of that page. And this is one of the pages. It's got the pretty lady and the rose. And then it comes with this page. So I printed that page on the back. And then it comes with, these are the journal cards that fit inside the envelope. So I printed them on paper, and then it comes with this little pretty floral band. And then I printed another page with just because I wanted to have another page. So that gives you an idea what the printable looks like. And you can print them, you can have the background inside your envelope plain. You can have the background, inside your envelope floral. So it gives you just a few little choices. I cut all my pages out. When you print them, they always have that little white border around them. So I cut all my pages out. I did just a real slight inking. I'm, trying to kind of keep a little bit of more of a lighter white journal instead of so darkly coffee stained on some of the pages. So then I'm going to add one of my coffee dyed papers, and this one is just, it's just a little bigger, so it kind of gives kind of a layered look. And then I printed out, like I said, this one with this image and this image on the other side, and I added just some seam binding on the edge of that page. So we're kind of creating maybe just a signature or a simple journal, or what you can kind of add to the pages or embellish as much as you want. But I'm just going to kind of show you what I created with just the little envelope kit. And then this is just another dyed page that I have. So those are going to be my pages. I took an old book page like this, and it kind of turned out like this. I took one of the, it's like a printable one on the cards page. There's 2 cards and a banner, fabric banner. And then there's this, I used the little seals. So I put a little fabric on the edge and covered the words with that image, and some more fabric in the circle seal. And this is some tissue paper. And then some more fabric in the seal, and the back just has paper. And that's from the title. And I always kind of leave, there's little tuck spots under the images too. So then that'll go on like this. So we're kind of creating kind of a layered look. So I'm just going to set that aside while we work on the pages. So if I can do this backwards. So for this page right here, I'm kind of using, this was like an old scarf, I think, or something. So what I want to do is I'm going to kind of lay that on right here where I can create just a simple tuck spot. I'm going to leave the little fringes on the bottom. I added the glue just around the edge of the page. I got to frayed the edges a little bit too, so they have that little frayed look. I'm just going to lay that on there like that. So we have our loose little pocket there, and I had this little fabric bow, so I'm just going to glue that on the top up here. Got the glue on there. I'm just going to kind of stick it right up there, so when this page closes, just kind of, you know, everything kind of shows up there. So that'll be for that page. So I'll turn the page. On this side, I took that the little fabric banner, and you know, I had printed on both sides, so I folded it down, added a little seam binding, because what I'd like to do is just add a little pocket here. Took my little lady circle and put some fabric on the back, and I'm just going to have that glued on to there, and I'm going to glue the pocket on. A little seal is glued on. I applied the glue around 3 of the edges. If it gets kind of goopy someplace, just, you know, smear it out a little bit. I'm going to apply the pocket onto the bottom of this page right here. Okay. So I think I'm going to just leave this page for now. I like the pattern of the paper, and you can still write on there. These pages, you can still write over the designs. And then on this page here, I took the other journal card and added some of the fabric and sewed around the edges, and I'm going to just kind of glue that onto this lavender dyed page. Again, I just applied my glue to the three sides that I want glued down. So the top is open. I want to bring it over. I want some of these little fringes to extend beyond the page. So I'm going to glue that down. Okay. Glue off my fingers. Alright, I'm going to go on this page inside here, so I'll make sure these aren't sticking together. Okay, this I did print off 2 sets of the journal cards on the fabric banner. I'm going to make a tuck pocket here. I took this piece of stationery that had a big initial on it, and I covered up with the little fabric and one of the little seals, and then that's going to tuck in there. So I'll glue that on. What I did with the fabric banner on the printable is I just used the scallop scissors and cut it in half. So I got the glue on now. I'm going to just glue it to the page here on the edge. And then my little page will just kind of tuck inside there. Make sure it's tight. Okay, so then for the other side, I want to create a page that opens up and then will flip out. So I'm going to move this out of the way so we can create this. This is my page I printed, and then I did kind of a tri-fold on it like that. And on the top flap, I'm going to attach this piece of strip of the fabric, And this was just cut off of one of the pages. I had this little piece left over, so I kind of like to use everything. So I'm going to glue that on here, and then I'm going to tie it shut. So I'm probably going to glue this on underneath the seal, and then when you wrap it around, you can tie it shut. So I'll glue that together. So now, like I said, I want to tie it shut. So I'm going to take it's just a seam binding in a kind of a tan color. And then I would say I'm going to tie it shut somewhat like this. Just trying to see where it lines up to be glued down. So I think I'm going to do it about right here. So I have my glue on my little seal. Eyeball it where the center is. It's going to be in my book up and down, so I'm going to have the rows be lined up this way. Let's see. Look, I think I have it on upside down. It's going to be in the book. Oh, that was right. No, it's going to be in the book. It's going to be in the book this way. Okay, so then I can tie that shut. And then I'm going to have this be a kind of a fabric hinge. So it'll flip open in the page. So I'll be gluing it on, you know, like this. So this is underneath my hinge. Okay, I have my glue on the back side of my page. And I'm going to glue this side of my hinge on. Let's see, I'll line it up here. And then this other side will be glued to the book page. Okay, so I'm going to add it into the page now, pretty much just like that. So I'm going to apply my glue right along here so that my fabric hinge can be glued into that. Okay, I've got the glue on the page. So I'm going to kind of pre-folded my piece of fabric so I would know, you know, where the center of it and how it's going to lay. So I'm going to place it right in here like this. Before I push it down, I'm going to open up the page so it doesn't stick into that. And just push the little fabric hinge into the glue and then let it dry. So it's not all the way dry, but it's pretty dry. So now it just has a hinge on it, and you can open it up and write in here, add pictures, or even design a whole nother layout inside. And then you just, I suppose you can either tie it in a bow or just, I'm just going to tie it once like that for now. Sometimes when I'm not all the way done with the journal, I go back through it, and I like to do some, you know, extra additions. So I keep it simple the first time I go through the journal. So we'll turn the page. On this page now, I'm going to just do the other half of the banner, and I'll just glue that on the edge there for another side pocket. So I'm going to glue that on right there. Now we have another little pocket there for whichever we might want to add into that. For now, I'm just going to leave that page on this page here. I got my pocket all folded up. What I think I'm going to do is take this hinge, instead of hinging it and gluing it into an envelope, I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to use this as a hinge to attach it to the side of my page. So that'll give me a little flip out. You can just leave it, I could probably add just a little piece of glue here to keep it be an envelope, or you can leave it, you leave the envelope unglued so that you have a journal spot. Even if you leave it unglued, you could put a paper clip there. You can still add your journal cards inside. For now, I'm a little bit undecided. I'm just going to add it into the journal by gluing it to the side of the page, because I know I want to have it be a flip. So I'm going to center it in the page, and then I'm going to glue that flap on there. So I have the glue on that tab. Figure out where I want it on the page exactly. Let's see, about there. I'm just going to try to keep it tight against the page and wrap it around. So it's a challenge with gluing things in. I might just trim that off on this flap a little bit, so in case I don't glue it down, it doesn't hinder the page from flipping open. Okay, I trimmed it off a little bit. I think for now I'm just going to paper clip it shut. Being as I have raspberry and lavender colors throughout the journal, I think I'm going to use the lavender paper clip and just clip it shut for now. And then I print everything out on paper, so if I wanted these to be more like a journal card to go in the envelope, I backed this one with some book page and then the tissue paper over the top, and this one I backed with the book page and then I painted over the words. And there was a little bit of these border left over, so I made a little tab from the top of that one, so then they will just tuck down into my pocket. I'm not really going to close the top flap. You can, but I kind of like things, to kind of tear and be open. So that will be what is on that page. So at this point, it can hold the journal cards. I can flip it open. I can take the paper clip off, I can open it up, I can journal some private things in there, and then close it back up and turn the page. And then we have this pretty sheet music on the side, and on this page I'm just going to put this simple pocket here, like that. So I did add a bit of the fabric that I've been using to the top of the page, Sometimes it helps to reinforce, and these are just paper, helps reinforce the pocket when you know, are going to be tucking things in and out. I put the glue around the 3 sides, and I'm just going to attach it here on the bottom of the page. So then that'll be, and I think with just creating the little bit that I have, I used the pages that I printed on both sides, and the envelope, and the journal cards twice, and this fabric, oh, I don't know what I call it, kind of a fabric banner. I printed off. I used that twice throughout the journal. So for now, I have to put on my front piece here. So now this can either be a signature, I can keep building in it and add a cover to be a complete journal. I haven't quite decided, you know, what I want to do with it yet. I just wanted to come on and show you what you can kind of create with, if you like Victorian style journals, what you can create with the little printable in my store. And so we have a fabric pocket here. Kept the fringes on the bottom. Nice, a lot of places to write. I went through the whole signature and added a lot of the different tuck spots and things I wanted to tuck into here, all kind of going off of the same printable that I had. And I wanted to put it into being it is only one journal, it is thick enough for me to, I just want to have it be a one signature journal. So I decided to find a cover. I had this one old book cover with just the front cover. I didn't have a back cover or anything. So I scanned it, and then I printed it off and attached it to some cardboard and made a spine of cardboard about 1 inch thick. And then I used this fabric for a liner inside, and that allowed me to bring another fabric into the journal and added some lace on the ends. So I'm going to put the signature into the cover now. I think I'll punch some holes, and I'll maybe use this seam binding to tie it in. So when I get that stage completed, then I will do a complete flip through of the whole journal. The journal is now complete, and I'm going to go through the journal and show you the different things that I added to complete it into a full journal. I tied it with some of the fabric from the lining of the journal. I took one of the printables and put it on a old postcard. Just I didn't really want to glue anything on the book, so I just tuck it in there like that. And I think I showed you the cover previously, and I did get the signature in, and I did use the ribbon. And the book was, like I said, a really old cover, but I really wanted that look for this journal, so I did a lot of stitching around just to make sure it was real secure. I like my journals to kind of stay together. So, and you know, this really was a pretty thick book cover, so that was the challenge for me, to get the back cover and the spine that same thickness. Normally I wouldn't make my covers that thick, but I kind of wanted to follow the same style as the cover. So I have the printable in a little pocket on this old book page, and I created this little just a little journal spot that tucks under there. I do have some seals in a printable of seals in my Etsy shop. And I did use some of those throughout the journal. So this just tucks under there for a place to write. And here's the page again. I just think that lady is so pretty. And I just love the lavender color. And didn't want to put anything on here. And the flowers are so pretty. So then I did create this out of an old book page. I did make this little hanging piece with the lady. It's this lady. It was the little circle from the printable. And put some handmade paper on there. There's a little tuck spot there. There's a little embroidered flower and a bow. I pinned it to this little velvet. And just kind of made a pretty little tuck spot. Just trying to kind of keep within the Victorian theme for the journal. Like I said, here's this postcard in here. I think that's again another image over the old postcard that, you know, the postcards look something like this. Let's see if I got one here. You know, they look something like that. They're just kind of, I mean, if you live in that area, it is a pretty, it's a falls and stuff, but, you know, they're just not, they're not all that adorable. That's why I like to use them to put some, this was an image from a book. So then I did some embossing on some paper, put a seal up here, backed it with some of the fabric, put a bow on there. This printable paper is just folded in there. I do have also some wallpaper tickets in my store. So they do match pretty nicely in here. It's a little piece of sequin, kind of like a sari trim. And it's in an old book pocket there. So the pocket's kind of tearing on this page. And this is just a picture from a book on one of my tags. I put some pattern paper on the back. And I added some of the fabric that I used throughout the journal. So whoever gets the journal wants to add some of that for their own tabs or backing of images. And it's another little one of the seals up here. This is a tag from the, I have some wallpaper tags in my store too. And they're very pretty and fun to use. And this is another one of those sheets of paper that just goes down under here into this pocket. It's a little lavender leaf, embroidered leaf. I printed the page with the lady onto some book page, and then I backed it with some handmade paper, and then it makes a pocket for this. It's kind of an embossed stationery set. It's an envelope and a piece of stationery for writing. So those are very pretty. So I thought, well, I'm going to stick those in here somewhere. Kind of goes with the theme of the book. Well, it goes in there quite nicely, but not right now. This is another, did some embossing on some of my, I think it was bead dyed paper. Backed it with some book page and put a little ribbon on, sheer ribbon, and it goes in this. There's a little lace pocket. That's the printable page again. And then we did this pocket on this page, and then I just added, printed one of the sheets a little bit smaller. You can do that in your settings. And then I did the Martha Stewart edge on there, backed it with some fabric, and then these are just some pockets. And then I did some gold rubby, it just looks like a rubber gold or something. I did that around the edge, so that tucks in there. And there's a paper clip with some of the velvet from the spine. And this was the we showed you that. And when we made it, here's where I tied my signature with the ribbon. And I did a little seal up here. And I didn't really add anything inside. I just think that paper is so pretty. You know, if you want to write, or you can even just lay papers in there that you want to write things down on. This again, another embossed bead dyed page with the, use some of the fabric and a little embroidered flower. Put some of the fabric from the, you know, this is all the same. I think it was an old pillowcase. I just love that lavender color. And it's another one of my wallpaper tags. Tuck it. I did make some collage pages, and they'll be available in my Etsy shop too right now, but they're still in the stages of tweaking. So, you know, when I'm making them, I print them out and I'll look at them and decide, well, this is, you know, need to make some changes. So they're still in the tweaking stage, but this is one of the drafts of that. And it's a little pocket up here. This was just a book page that I painted over and did some of the fabric on the edge and put it into this fabric pocket on the page here. Another paper clip with the, has this pretty sequined pocket with beading, and I just put the paper clip there so that it kind of holds these things in a little better. And this is another one of the collage sheets that I'm trying to create. Kind of cut it in half, has some printed on the other side. Added some fabric up in here just to create kind of a nice tuck spot in here. This is just a little card with some embellishment on it. Added a piece of the fabric in here for creating things in the journal for the person who ends up with it. Some seam binding and embroidery flowers down here just for some accents. It's just some of the pieces. I tried to use all the pieces from the printables. So what I'm trying to show you is from a really simple printable of a few pages in an envelope, the things you can create. I created just about a whole journal with it. So this was just some offcuts. I made this little paper banner, and this just is another one of the printable sheets that I made. This is the envelope page with the journal cards inside, and I added a little net pocket here with the embroidered flowers and put one of my wallpaper tags in. Just added some handmade paper. Also, this is, you know, things can be tucked under there too if you have something you like to do. But it's a good writing page, and I did not glue this shut, so it can be used for writing inside, or you can glue it shut too if you like. So, and on this page I added some one of my seals with some fabric behind it, and made this, like I said, I printed them out a little bit smaller, the pages. In your Etsy setting, in your PDF setting, it asks you if you'd like to make it like 50% smaller or multiples. So this was, I think, 50% smaller, and just created kind of a little pocket journal with some pages that I have. This has some lace on it, and that folds out. And I printed this a little smaller as well on some of my bead dyed paper. Tied it with some seam binding. Add a little bit of a ruffle because that was kind of a cutoff. And then that's the back. So that goes in this pocket that we created the other day. And this is another, I don't know what it's stuck on. That must have been some, uh-oh. Must have been glue stripped on there. So this is another page that I printed onto a book page, both sides. So I just kind of left it plain. Whoever gets the journal can do their own thing. This is, not sure if I had the lace pocket on there before or not. And then there's a piece of lace stuck in this pocket here, and put some seam binding on the edge. So And that's the back. So that is my journal that I created with my Victorian envelope and journal card set. It's in my Etsy store. There are two sets. One is this one, and then the other one is kind of more with roses and different things like that too. So I'll probably try to create another journal ideas with that one as well. So I just love the lavender colors, and it was really fun to create, just trying to figure out all the different things I could do with just a few things from my printables. So if you want to go over to my Etsy store, and if you do create anything with it, you know, tag me or let me know. I love to watch everybody create with things that I have designed digitally. So I appreciate all of you for sticking with me and watching my little process of using my printable, and thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye now.